Now, if you want to improve your listening comprehension, there are basically two main things that you can do. The first thing is to listen to as much Spanish as you possibly can every day. Now, this is more or less self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into it in depth in this video. The second thing, which I am going to explain in this video, is to listen while you are reading Spanish. So let's look at three different websites here. One for beginners, one for intermediate learners, and one for more advanced learners of Spanish. What these websites all have are audio that is interesting with transcripts in Spanish, all for free, which makes everything a whole lot easier, and it helps you associate the words on the page with the actual sounds that are coming out of the speaker's mouth. The first website is called SpanishBoom.com. As a beginner, it can be pretty tough to find resources that are useful, that are interesting, that are at your level, that aren't kid stories. But luckily there are some decent resources out there. SpanishBoom.com has a pretty wide variety of dialogues, monologues, short stories, mini podcasts, all with transcripts, most of them with translations into English side by side, so you can listen to both the Spanish while reading the English and vice versa. You can do all kinds of different things with it. It's not the most interesting content ever. It is for beginners. So you're not listening to probably your favorite topics in the world in Spanish on this website, but they do have real Spanish with transcripts, which is the key here. If you want, you can even, go to the music and translations, and you can learn Spanish while listening to Ricky Martin, listening to his lyrics while reading the English, and vice versa. Or you can go over to comics and read Garfield in Spanish with the English translation below it. The second website that I recommend is called SpanishListening.org. At SpanishListening.org, they have hundreds of dialogues organized by topic, by your level in Spanish, even by the nationality of the speaker. So let's just click on the first one. ¿Cómo ahorro energía? How do I save energy? We have a 1-minute monologue by a native Spanish speaker with a transcript below.
Hola, soy Julián, soy de Colombia. La pregunta es, ¿cómo ahorro energía?
Which you can translate using a Chrome plugin like this one, I Am Translator, or you can copy and paste it into a translator website. They also have more lessons with this same teacher, or you can go to the homepage and select any teacher that you like and watch the videos that they've made. The best part about this is that the monologues on this site, it's mostly monologues, are short, meaning they are like 1, 2, 3 minutes long, meaning you can listen to them multiple times. You can actually get through them. Because in the early stages of learning Spanish, it takes a lot of brain power to get through content. Meaning short content is great because you get the satisfaction of actually completing something. By comparison, if you listen to a 15 or 30-minute podcast in Spanish and you are really trying to understand every piece of it, it could take you hours to get through it. On the other hand, if you listen to one of these short monologues, you can easily get through a 1 to 2 minute monologue and learn a lot from it. Listen to it 5 times, write down phrases that you want to remember, and actually commit those phrases to memory, start using them yourself. You can do all of that and more in maybe 20, 30 minutes with the help of a translation tool, depending on your level. All right, the third website, the third resource, if you are at an intermediate or upper intermediate or advanced level in Spanish, the coolest resource, best resource out there, in my opinion, is Radio Ambulante. It's a podcast, story-based podcast from the American public radio station NPR. It's really great because it tells stories from all over Latin America, so you can pick and choose based on what you're interested in, and it's real, authentic Spanish. It's a mix of people with, great, clear podcast voices.
Comencemos con un poco de historia. Normalmente esa frase se usa para referirse a esos años difíciles.
And people just on the street, regular people who are not trying to speak clearly in a certain way. And so you're hearing all kinds of Spanish from all over the Spanish-speaking world, which helps you get really familiar with all of the differences that you're going to hear in the varieties of Spanish as you improve your Spanish over time. You can also take the podcast transcript and put it alongside the English. So you can read the two, English and Spanish, side by side, bouncing back and forth as you need. If you've been studying and trying to learn Spanish for a long time and you're struggling to understand, you're struggling with your comprehension, the most likely issue is that you're not listening to enough Spanish. It takes thousands of hours of listening to get to a level that is like a native speaker, where you understand all the nuances of the language. You can understand the majority of what's being said in a whole lot less time than thousands of hours. But still, you might as well start building up your experience listening to the language. And you can do this part active and part passive. Active meaning you're sitting down or you're giving it your full attention. You're only listening to that, giving it 100% attention for 10 or 15, 20 minutes. And then the rest of it can be passive. So you take a podcast like Radio Ambulante and you listen to maybe the first 15 minutes of it by itself, 100% focused. And then you listen to the rest of the podcast while you are doing the dishes or mowing the lawn or going for a run. Radio Ambulante is an amazing resource for this. If you're at a higher level, you can listen to it just while reading the transcript, print it out, underline the things that you want to remember. And if you're at a lower level, you can use your podcast app to slow down the audio to maybe 0.8 speed to help you understand it better. The other cool thing that they did is that they turned Radio Ambulante into an app called Lupa, which turns the transcripts and the audio from Radio Ambulante into something interactive. So you can save words, you can read real-time translations, you can get English overviews of different sections so you understand better what's coming. It's a really cool app. You can get a couple of lessons for free, so that's a really interesting one to try out. All right, I hope you found this useful. Again, the best way to improve your listening comprehension in Spanish is to 1, listen as much as possible, and 2, listen while reading. And these 3 resources, which I have linked below, will help you do that. If you like this video and you want more tips that'll help you improve your conversational Spanish faster, click subscribe. Thanks for watching.